Yo, what's up, man? Welcome to Real Life Reviews with Kevin and Eric. We are
What's
the
going
real
on?
guys.
What's going on?
So this time we're doing another Real Guys Rewind. We're super excited for it. Happen to be one of my favorite movies. So I'm gonna let E take us off on this one and give you a quick introduction.
All right, so the rewind for this week is Halloween, the original version from 1978. Uh, I'm a little late to the game. This is my first time actually seeing the movie. So, just gonna give a little quick background. Some of you probably have seen it already. If you haven't, here it goes. So basically, the movie is about a guy goes by the name of Michael Myers. Um, Movie starts out, with him dressed in a Halloween costume. Um, he gets, set up in his costume, heads upstairs while he's in the house. Sister is there with boyfriend. Boyfriend leaves. Sorry, I'm rushing through. And, he makes his way up and just kills her. There's really not much like backstory, on him. It kind of just like throws you in real quick, kind of like I said about the movie we reviewed last week. Um, you just go full throttle, basically. It starts out with 6-year-old kid committing murder. They don't even like.
that's what, that's one way to put it, man. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does kind of start out with a 6-year-old kid, middle class kid in the middle America or
yeah,
America. I don't know how you want to say it, but that's
yeah,
you want to say it like that. That's exactly how it happens. And he ends up being a sociopath.
yeah. They don't even throw. They don't even hold your hand. They just throw you in. But yeah, Michael Myers ends up killing his sister. I had a comment I wanted to make, but I'll get to it later. And then the whole movie is basically, 15 years later, they do a time skip. His psychiatrist, going to check him out.
Dr.
He's
Loomis.
Dr. Loomis. He escapes, and then he's basically terrorizing his whole neighborhood. So, yeah,
Yep, man. So this is actually Eric's first time ever seeing this movie. This movie is obviously it's a staple in my household. My mom loved it when she was alive. My wife loves it. In fact, one of the reasons why I said I was gonna marry my wife is because her favorite slasher film was Halloween. So tidbit,
okay.
y'all. One of many reasons why I said I was marrying my wife Leslie. But super excited to talk about this movie. It's one of my favorite ones. I'm glad I was able to share with you. I am really a fan of the original OG version, 1978 Halloween, directed by John Carpenter. A lot of forethought between it. I love the fact that the movie, in the beginning of the first scene, it feels like you're seeing from the eyes of young Michael Myers before he becomes the entity known as the Shape, and he is walking around, and just feels like everything is from that person's view. It feels really authentic, like you're actually looking over that person's shoulder or seeing what's happening. So it was really great cinematography in my mind. But let's go on to talking about the movie. E man, tell me your thoughts, man. What did you think of Kev's favorite slasher film?
I thought it was good. Um, I know sometimes I can be harsh, probably a little overcritical in my ratings, but I feel like it was a good movie. Definitely considering, that it was the, late 1970s. There wasn't a lot of special effects, which I like because, the production crew, did really well with, what they had at the time.
Right.
But yeah, the very beginning of the movie, like I said, it just throws you right in. They don't even warm you up. Um, One of the things that really stuck out to me, or that I noticed, when Judith is there, that's Michael's older sister, but she's there with her boyfriend, and he's making his way down the stairs and he's leaving. Um, I couldn't help but notice that the boyfriend didn't see like Michael in the kitchen, like right before he pulled his mask down and made his way upstairs to kill his sister. And it's kind of like, you don't know what to expect, or you don't notice something when you're not looking for it, basically. Um, so that kind of like, that's something that I caught in the very beginning. was that he was so inconspicuous, and quiet that homeboy didn't even see him, and then he made his way up the stairs. Didn't surprise his sister or anything. He just walked in on her and just
Went to
got
town.
got straight to
Went,
it.
went straight to business, bro.
Yeah,
Man, you're right, man. It just felt like I feel like the transition with the movie is because again, people call Michael Myers the person killing Michael Myers, when in actuality they were meant to be the entity, pure evil, the shape. So it felt like to me that Michael Myers, the child, was taken over by this entity that became the shape.
yeah,
And if you hear Dr. Loomis say in the movie, he said he was void of all emotion, didn't know good nor evil, and all these other things. I looked in this child's eyes, and all I saw was pure evil, the eyes of the devil, darkness, and like so. Basically, Michael Myers was no longer that child he might have been prior to that night of
yeah,
Halloween, and just became this entity. So basically, it kind of really made you feel like a supernatural thing behind it. You can really dive a little more deep into that later on, but yeah, man, he had like it was just crazy, man, crazy movie. Um, One of my favorite movies.
yeah. I wonder if like they didn't do backstory on him because, like you said, he became the shape basically. Like
Mm-hmm.
any innocence that he had, was non-existent after he committed the murder. So I wonder if they didn't give backstory because they already knew that, you know, with all the events moving forward, that his backstory, his childhood was going to be irrelevant. Like this is all that you're going to be from this point on. Like we're not going to remember the innocent kid that you were because in a time that you were supposed to be innocent, you committed this heinous, ungodly crime in a sense.
That's a good point, man. I also feel like it didn't matter because I think the scariest thing about the entity Michael Myers or the shape is the fact that he grew up in middle America or middle class America, and that it wasn't the nature versus nurture. It wasn't all these different things that created him to be this killer and the sociopath. It was just this moment. It just triggered and happened, and that makes it even scarier that this you can raise a child perfect in the best way, and they can still end up being something heinous and
Yeah,
evil like that. That's freaky, man.
yeah,
And it was I also thought it was hilarious because when I now rewatch the movie for the umpteenth time, I
mm,
noticed a little tidbits that I didn't that was kind of funny. Like, um, basically like the police chief when the Michael Myers first came to town and Loomis came around, the police chief was doing some great police work. Not really at all. He
yeah,
was like the hardware store, the convenience store was broken into, and he said all they took was a Halloween mask, rope, a couple of knives. It was probably kids.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They took everything to create a crime,
yeah,
bro. Knives and masks, and he's like, it was just probably a bunch of kids. Kids do things on Halloween. So you mean you're not concerned that they took knives, a weapon to kill people?
yeah,
Imagine, man, those butcher knives are like this, bro. They weren't like no cheap butcher knives. Like when you seen Lori with the butcher knife, bro, it looked like it was bigger than her own like tricep, bro. It was huge.
yeah.
Uh, and I
I
also thought it was funny, man. Like Michael Myers, like the biggest plot hole in me, bro, is like Michael Myers has been in the institute since he was 6 years old, right? 15 years later, he's 21 years old. My man hops into a car and drives. like, like, where did he learn to drive? Who taught him? He can just drive, no problem, bro. Whip skills and all, bro. He's scared off. Just boom.
that,
Another thing
that's
that
crazy.
made me was funny was like the fact no one thought that was weird that this grown man was wearing a mask driving in
Yeah,
this small town. Like no one said, like, yo, where are the suspicious grandmas, parents, the nosy neighbors? I mean, he's driving with a Halloween mask during school hours,
yeah,
and no one has said anything. No one called the police. No one called 911.
yeah,
I mean, first of all, he's literally driving the vehicle that says the mental institution, and no one said, "Hold up, there's a guy driving
There, 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 there,
in a station wagon with a mask from the mental institution."
there's some things I want to say. I honestly, I don't have any response for the part about him just like, taking the whip and just zooming off. Um, yeah, there's no justification for that. So, uh, yeah. So with that part though, like they did a good job of not showing his face. Like even when he came out of nowhere, and just like hopped on top of the vehicle, like they didn't show him like even coming out of the sanitarium, which I thought was kind of interesting. Like this dude just appeared, like the shape, basically like he's a ghost or something.
Right.
Uh, jumped on top of the roof of the car. Dr. Loomis was already out the door. Um, the nurse was with him. And I kind of noticed like his fingernails, his nails are almost like, you know, unkempt, like he was a werewolf or something like that. And then he just like, brought his nails down, cracked the windshield, was about to pull the nurse out, or he did pull her out, and then just took off with the whip. So yeah. And then your other points, with the sheriff in town, after he had, you know, killed the mechanic and taken his coveralls, and then made his way into town, it's middle America. So again, it's like they're not going to treat it like it's a big deal, it's probably some kids like doing some petty, stuff. It's not a big deal. We never have any issues around here. Besides that one time, 15 years earlier, when a 6-year-old kid just, slaughtered
Killed
his
his sister.
sister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's
the only time we ever had an issue was when a 6-year-old just killed his sister. So we
yeah,
have no crime.
yeah. That's the one. That's the one exception.
like
But
that one instance was the most major dynamic instance in all history. We just had this one time.
yeah,
And then when the Undertaker was talking to Dr. Loomis, he started talking about the one dude with a machete.
yeah,
So I'm like, obviously there's an issue here. But
yeah,
anyway, I digress.
yeah.
Another thing, Michael Myers had the craziest core strength, bro. He must have been doing planks, sit-ups, crunches, something, man. Because when she went, like after this scene right here, bro. Let me see what pull up here. After this scene, bro, when like she stabbed him in the eye and he fell back, and she poked him in the chest with the machete with the butcher knife that looked like a machete, and he fell back on the ground, and she's like told the kids to run. She's sitting in the hallway. Michael just got up like nothing. Like he got up with the core strength of a god and just looked
Yeah.
up at her. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo,
Yeah.
the person who played Michael Myers, man, he really did a great job making you feel like he was inhuman.
Yeah.
You felt like the way he moved, it was like childlike and inhuman. Like the way he tilted his head
Yeah.
of curiosity, like he didn't comprehend and it was just normal.
Yeah.
That's the eeriest part. I mean, the score, man, by John Carpenter, man, he just killed it, bro. Like that was like a master class of like the way the brain tie in, the sounds and the music to give you a scare or jump. He just
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. Pure psychopath. I don't know. I got a little, psychoanalytic when I was watching it. When Dr. Loomis said that he was void of all emotion, I was thinking, well, did he have like a traumatic brain injury or something like that when he was a kid? Because I'm thinking about my physiological psychology class that I had a hard time in. I passed, thank God. But yeah, when there's damage done to the prefrontal lobe,
Yeah.
part of the brain that deals with emotion and empathy, that type of stuff. So I wonder, like maybe he had like a brain injury as a kid, or maybe if he didn't have a brain injury, maybe he was traumatized in some way. I don't know.
Maybe seeing this as a duck off with old boy upstairs was enough for him.
Yeah.
The parents home says about to duck off and get the cheeks clapped, and he you know,
Yeah. Or that.
my
Or that.
man by himself. I don't know. Man, that's a traumatic experience. I don't know, man, because like there's clearly a reason why I don't know. Ain't no reason to kill his sister, but
Yeah.
and then I was saying like maybe it happened that night because it feels like he was kind of somewhat not really paying attention to,
Yeah.
So we really don't know. But the fact is, he's a shape. He's a killer. He's Michael Myers. He came home. Laurie Strode. I think the obsession with Laurie Strode, at least in this version, the first film, was simply because the fact that she happened to be on his front porch when he came home.
Yeah.
And I think that's when it became this obsession. And the freaky thing about it, man, is like, babysitting, teenagers was a normal thing. And the fact that he killed, basically two babysitters and a girlfriend and a boyfriend was like, wow. And tried to kill Lori throughout the whole movie was wow. Like, but
Yeah.
I think she really just, because she played that joke with Billy and was running towards the dude's house,
Yeah.
I think that's what triggered him to want to stalk her and kill her.
Yeah. The house was ground zero for him. Definitely.
A trigger. Yep.
I don't know. Like I got to go back to your points about like the sheriff. Like none of that stuff will fly today. None of that will fly.
Nah.
Security systems. He would have been caught. Real quick.
He would get
Yeah.
the cut real quick, huh? That's why this week we're also going to watch Halloween 2018.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we shall see.
Yeah. I spoke
We
too
shall
soon.
see. Because that one is in the 21st century. It is almost 30 years, 40 years after the date of the first Halloween. And he's
Yeah.
coming back home again. So let's get it cracking on that one as well. All
Yeah.
right, man. Let's go to my favorite part, man. This scene was freaky. That scene was freaky. I thought it was perfect. The lighting was perfect. The way he shined the light on Michael's face in the shadow, and it was just great. That was dope. There's Lori and the homegirls. Only survivor, Lori, the first surviving lady in a horror film that I can remember.
Yeah.
Let's go into the critic ratings.
So IMDb gave it a 7.7 out of 10. I think that fits. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 96%. I wouldn't rate it that high, but we'll get to my rating.
Yeah, boo.
Fandango gave it 89%, and IGN gave it a 9 out of 10.
All right. So, first of all, I think Jamie Lee Curtis killed it.
Yeah.
A little history for you guys also. Jamie Lee Curtis' mom played in Mother. She played in Psycho, and she was actually the woman that died in Psycho.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought I did hear that.
Little horror history for you.
Okay.
All right. And Dr. Loomis, supposedly, rumor has it, is that he was drunk the entire time of the first Halloween movie. Who knows? I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
But that's the rumor. Another side note, our favorite Halloween mask. This mask was the face of William Shatner. They spray painted it when they were trying to create a mask that looked almost emotionless.
Yeah.
William Shatner's face. I have no clue if Mr. Shatner is getting any royalties from this, but the mask is actually William Shatner's mask from Star Trek, Halloween mask run they had, and they spray painted it white.
I never would have thought to look that up, but that's an interesting fact. It's pretty interesting.
Huge fan, obviously. Let's go to my favorite part of every show, the Real Guys Rate. All right. Eric, talk to me, man. I'm kind of disappointed, man. We've been doing really good. We've been really close with our numbers, man. When it comes for us reviewing together, I'm gotta be real with you, man. I am not a fan. Not a fan at all. I don't agree. none of your numbers, but plead your case before the jury.
Well, again, I'm a little critical, when it comes to movies, but
Maybe a little bit overly too critical. Okay.
you can say that. But honestly, I don't think I rated it too low. I mean,
I
I
mean, for
think
the OG, the first like the it he start it, outside of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this was like the start of the debauchery of slasher films, man. Like this, I mean, bro, like there is no other Halloween that does this good except probably the one that came out in 2018.
but this is still like a passing grade though. This is still passing.
But it's not the right grade.
It's above
Your
average.
parents sent you to school, they told you to get an A, not a B.
Hey, I didn't get in trouble if I got a B.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
didn't get in trouble.
Go ahead, I give up. Go ahead. Pacing.
Pacing, I gave it 8 out of 10. Like I don't want to rate it too high. I mean, nothing. No movie is perfect. Well, no.
Back to
I'll
the
take that
Future.
back. I'll take that back. I have
Back to
my
the Future is a perfect film.
yeah. I mean, I wasn't going for that one. There's another one, but I have my own personal bias for yeah. But anyway, 8 out of 10, I feel like fits. I feel like again with a lot of horror movies, they throw you right in. Some have backstory. This one didn't. Kind of just like didn't even make it comfortable for you. They made you very uncomfortable in the beginning with child murder. Um,
A
so
child murder.
yeah, it's like that's it. Boom, there we go. So 8 out of 10 for that. I feel like it was good. Not perfect, but good. Cast was good. I like the synergy. I like the interaction of the cast. They all did pretty well. Jamie Lee killed it as usual. Cinematography, 7.5 out of 10.
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe that was a little harsh. I don't know, but I don't know. Like the lighting wasn't the best to me. It wasn't the best. I will say that.
The
Um,
lighting's not meant to be the best, bro. It's dark. It's night. It's a horror film. It's supposed to make you feel like you're there, or you're a fly on the wall. You're not supposed to have the perfect lighting in a horror film. Remember this. This movie was made for theaters, meaning you were at the theater with lights dimmed down low, watching a scary movie. You're feeling like you're in the movie with them. You feel like you're in the room with Laurie Strode, and this man is chasing you.
Lighting is still important, believe it or not, even when it's dark, because you can't just be completely blind. You can't. You got to
I
be
mean,
able to. Yeah,
I don't know, man.
you
I
got to be able to
disagree.
see a little bit, but
I
not
feel like you
enough.
can see a little bit. I feel like you can see enough.
You got to be able to see a little bit, but not enough that you don't know what's actually coming
Oh,
at
hold
you.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, man. Let me show you something about lighting here. This scene right here, bro. This was the best scene
It's
of
still
lighting, bro. Like he was like literally, you didn't even see him. You could not see Michael Myers' shape at all, and then immediately, like John Carpenter shines the light on his face and slowly dims, and it slowly opens up, illuminates his face, and you see his face behind her, bro. That was the most freakiest scene. You
7.5.
said, okay, all right, all right.
It's still it's still passing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't of the jury, I don't believe we agree with this. Verdict guilty. Okay, go ahead.
All right, I'm still on cinematography, but
All right.
um, yeah, it was good. I didn't say it was bad. It was good. So it's passing. The scene that actually creeped me out the most was when he was just standing in the doorway when Linda, was waiting for her boyfriend to come back. He didn't say nothing. I think the scariest thing about Michael Myers, aka the Shape, is the fact that he was so silent. Like he never said anything.
Yeah.
And that kind of like sends chills down your spine. But anyway, storyline, I give it 8.5 out of 10. I believe it was a good story. Overall, 8 out of 10. Still above average. That's passing. That's good. B minus, not B plus, but still passing. So
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Boys and girls, they and them. Here I am, y'all. I'm going to say this. Pacing for me is 9.5, right? Because I feel like it jumped right in. It gave you what you wanted. You felt the story. You realized you got enough to know that Lori was smart. She wasn't like her other friends. Um, she didn't. She wasn't trying to like just bang all night. She was actually trying to be responsible and watch kids. I felt that, right? Cool, liked it. Michael Myers was very shape. The shape was very scary. It grafted you. It gave you the right amount of kill and drama. It wasn't too over the top. It was perfect, right? Cast. A lot of only people we know in the movie, of course, is Dr. Loomis, um, and his name is Donald. I can't always forget his last name. Um,
look it up.
Pleasance, Donald Pleasance, of course, and of course Jamie Lee Curtis. Phenomenal career after that. Yeah, first last girl I remember. There we go. We go right to cinematography. 10 out of 10. John Carpenter definitely is like he gives you a masterclass on horror. Every movie you've seen that he does with horror, it's very well done. So I got to give it a 10 out of 10 because it's John Carpenter, and he also did the score. He also directed the movie. He also got technology that at the time was top of the line to actually use the camera where you can walk around with the camera. Before that, camera stationary. He paid money to do this because he wanted to give a certain vision for the movie, which was cutting edge technology at the time. So 10 out of 10 because of that. Storyline 9.5. Why? Because again, it got you right into the story. You understood he killed his sister at 6 years old. Something's off here. You looked at the kid's eyes, it looked freaky, and then it goes on from there. So overall for me, 9.5 because I freaking love this movie. It's my favorite scary movie. I watch it 2 or 3 times a year during Halloween. Me and my wife probably had this on rotate. It's always on. So I don't agree with anything Eric will say after that. Because like man, like I thought like It Follows was good, right? I was like, yo, this is good. It gave me the same vibe.
Yeah.
It gave me the same vibe as It Follows. If you think about when we watched It Follows, they literally took the same master class from John Carpenter. The sound, the movement, everything, the eeriness. It was like a carbon copy of watching Halloween. That's why I liked it because it
It
was the same.
follows.
Yeah, because the way okay, think about the cinematography for one, right? How the cinematography was, the lighting was, the way it moved, the way the camera moved.
I gotta go back and rewatch it. I'm not doubting you. I'm looking something up right now. I'm trying to find uh, the amount of kills that Michael Myers had.
In that movie, he had four.
Well, just
Well,
overall.
five. He had five kills in that movie.
Well, just overall. And maybe I'm jumping ahead.
Oh, if you want to count the dog, he had six.
I might be jumping ahead on this, but I saw a post a few days ago, and it was comparing Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Freddy Krueger, and Michael had the most kills out of all three of them. I'm not gonna say the number; I can't find it right now. But after we watch, you know, the next Halloween movie, we'll talk about it. But yeah,
So I can agree with that because Michael killed the whole town.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like in some movies, bro, like you're only gonna have you watch with us with the real life reviews with our show. You're only gonna watch probably these two movies. You might not watch, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the ones I grew up watching, right? But there was some stuff where Michael Myers put a pitchfork to one cat. It was crazy, man. Mike was just like he put three somebody in the rafters. Mike was doing like this right here made you feel like okay, he can be killed or can he, right? In this one, right? So it kind of made you feel like he was still a human being, but you knew
hmm
it was a spirit controlling him, and you didn't quite understand if he could be killed or not. So it made it really spooky or eerie. Where like the next movies, man, Michael is going beyond that. He goes to like a point to like being unstoppable, like Jason Voorhees. Like it
Yeah.
gets dumb. Except he just don't go to hell.
Yeah.
But all in all, still my favorite slasher. Still my favorite slasher movie, slasher person. The Shape, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So
Yep. It was good.
you know,
It was solid.
it was a solid movie. Other thing I didn't like, man, was like the dad was dumb, man. Like the cop dad was dumb. The chief, man, they literally smoking a joint in the car. They pull up, roll the windows down, bro. They hotboxing in the car, bro. The smell is still there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but he didn't have time. Like he was obviously on duty. Even though he seemed careless, he was still on duty, so he didn't have time to pull her over. But
yeah, man. I don't know. That was his daughter. He could have said something,
yeah,
But hey, man, are you ready for Halloween 2018?
I am ready. I'm ready. I'm gonna watch. I might watch the others. There's a few of them on Peacock. I might check out just to get myself a little bit more acclimated to the character since
All
I'm a
right.
newbie. So,
Don't
yeah.
watch anything after 2018. So okay, but
Yeah.
you can watch like part 2, Halloween part 2. Halloween 3 is not anything with Michael Myers. It's called Season of the Witch. Season of the Witches. So here's a little side note. The plan was actually for the Halloween storyline. The Halloween per se was meant to actually be an anthropology thought. It was meant to be something like anthropology. And to where every movie was meant to be different or had different story in the Halloween thought or world.
Yeah.
But fans really loved the Shape, Michael Myers, and that's why 4 went back to the Return of Michael Myers, and 3 had its own little stint to it. So yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It's a good bit of information.
Bro, huge fan, but obviously I know a lot of random knowledge on this one.
Yeah.
A lot of documentaries on this one, a lot of YouTube. But hey, man, I think that man is solid. I don't like your rating on my favorite movie.
Still
but
solid.
You still got a passing grade in my books, I guess. I have to live with that. Yeah, man. Any parting thoughts?
Again, good movie. Solid. I'm becoming more of a horror fan. I'm scared. This one, was just right. I feel like so. Again, solid movie. Any overall rating. Yeah,
Well, introduction. This is the real life reviews, y'all. This was a real life rewind or real guys rewind, however you want to call it. I'm super excited about this one.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the movie, go watch the movie. If you've seen the movie and you love the movie, watch it again. Great film. Passing grade on Eric standards. So, real life reviews. We'll see you guys again next time. As always, remember this, y'all. Life's a movie. Enjoy while you're here.
All right. Peace.